Good morning to all. Today we are discuss about reproduction of Paramecium. Dr.M.RAJESWARY, Assistant Professor of Zoology, A.D.M. College for Women, Autonomous, Nagapattinam. What is reproduction? Reproduction is a fundamental biological process through which an organism generate offspring, ensuring the continuity of their species. Paramecium is a single cell organism belong to the phylum Celiophora. So it is exhibit both asexual and sexual reproduction. These reproductive stages allow Paramecium to maintain genetic diversity and adaptability while efficiently multiplying its population. So by employing these different modes of reproduction. First one is asexual reproduction. What is asexual reproduction? In asexual reproduction, offspring are produced without the involvement of gametes. So gametes are not involved in reproduction. So the most common form of asexual reproduction exhibited by a paramecium is a binary fission, a process by which the organism divide into two genetically identical daughter cells. Binary fission. During transverse binary fission, a form of asexual reproduction in a paramecium, a fully grown organism is divided equally into two offspring. This division occurs transversely. So, the longitudinal axis of the organism transfer binary fission take places during a favorable conditions, or even the paramecium has reached a certain size. So, throughout the process, the paramecium ceases feeding and oral apparatus disappear. So, the micronucleus within the paramecium elongate and undergoes mitosis to form two daughter micronucleus. So, ensuring the genetic material is equally distributed between the offspring. During transfer binary fission in paramecium, the elongation and division process also occur in the macronucleus. So, while the divide into two daughter macronucleus through the mitosis, so simultaneously the transverse constructions appears in the middle of the paramecium. So, paramecium of the body. So, these constructions gradually deepens, eventually resulting in the complete divisions of the body into two daughter paramecium. So, each daughter paramecium inherits a contractive vacuole from the parent. So, ensuring the presence of a specialized organelle for osmoregulation in both offspring. And during transversely binary fission, the second contractive vacuole is newly developed in each daughter paramecium. Additionally, each daughter organism develops its own oral apparatus, enabling them to feed independently. So, the entire process of binary fission, from the initiation of divisions to the formations of two daughter paramecium, is difficultly completed within approximately 13 minutes. So, a paramecium undergoes binary fission approximately once every 26 hours, along for rapid population growth under favorable conditions. So, significance of binary fission. The transfer binary fission in paramecium primarily occurs during a favorable season when environmental conditions are optional. Then this reproductive stage allow paramecium to rapidly produce a large number of offspring within a relatively limited duration, facilitating population growth and colonizations of suitable habitats. This image shows the Paramecium of binary fission, and Paramecium it is developed into a new oral apparatus. It is divided in a binary fission. Finally, the new contractive vacuoles are developed, and finally two daughter Paramecium developed sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, offspring are produced through the fusions of gamete. So, Paramecium exhibit approximately 5 different types of sexual reproduction, which involve the exchange and fusion of genetic material to generate new offspring with increased genetic diversity. So, they are 5 types of reproduction present in Paramecium. So they are conjugation, autogamy, endomyosis, phemesis, and cytogamy. What is conjugation? Conjugation is a Paramecium. It is a temporary union of two individuals for the exchange of nuclear material. So during a conjugation, two Paramecium of different mating types come closer and make contact with the ventral surface. So this Paramecium referred to a conjugate, so undergoes specific changes in their physiological and morphological. So they stop feeding and their oral apparatus disappears. So while the pellucid and ectoplasm at the point of contact dissolve. So the conjugate are connected by a cytoplasmic bridge that is known as a conjugate canal. During a conjugation in Paramecium, the macronucleus has no active role. It simply breaks into a fragments and gets absorbed into the cytoplasm. So meanwhile, the micronucleus undergoes meiosis. So this division results in the production of 4 haploid daughter nucleus in each conjugate. So subsequently, 3 of these nuclei disappear. All the remaining nucleus undergoes an unequal division, so forming 2 nuclei known as a pronucleic or gametic nuclei. So the large pronucleus is referred to as the stationary pronucleus or female pronucleus. So while the smaller pronucleus is known as the migratory pronucleus or male pronucleus. The migratory pronucleus of each conjugate process through the conjugate canal into the other conjugate and merges with the stationary nucleus. So these fusions of nucleus result in the formation of single diploid nucleus called the Sincarian conjugate nucleus or psychotic nucleus. Once the psychotic nucleus is formed, the 2 conjugates separate from each other. So these separate conjugates are referred to as a X conjugate. Within each X conjugate, the psychotic nucleus undergoes 3 divisions, resulting in the production of a totally the 8 nucleus are present. Out of the 8 nucleus produced within each X conjugate, 4 of them enlarged to form macronucleus, while the remaining nucleus developed into micronuclei. Subsequently, 3 of the micronucleus disappear with the binary fissions of each X conjugate into 2 daughter Paramecium. So the micronucleus divide into 2. So the resulting in each daughter carrying 1 micronucleus and 2 macronucleus. This division process allows each X conjugate to produce 4 daughter Paramecium. So since there are 2 X conjugates involved in conjugation, a total of 8 daughter Paramecium are produced. Significance of conjugation. So conjugation is play a vital role in maintaining the vigor and genetic diversity in Paramecium. So during a conjugation, the old macronucleus is replaced by a new macronucleus, ensuring the rejuvenation of genetic material. So further, more conjugation involved in the exchange of nuclear material between two different mating types. This exchange allows for the recombinations of genetic materials and origin of genetic variation. Thus, conjugations is a significant mechanism for introducing genetic diversity and promoting adaptability in Paramecium populations. This image showed Paramecium stages of conjugation. The first one is macronucleus and micronucleus are present in Paramecium. The two Paramecium fuse as a conjugate. Then the second diagram showed the macronucleus started degenerate. Each micronucleus divides and micronucleus divide again, and 3 or 4 nucleus in each conjugate disappear. Fourth one is the remaining nucleus divide unequally. So the sixth one is Paramecium, the smaller pronucleus are exchanged, and seventh fused conjugate Paramecium, the 2 pronucleus in each related as a psychotic nucleus, and the Paramecium separate as a conjugate. The 9th, 10th and 11th, the 3 Paramecium, it is a psychotic nucleus divided into 3 types to form a 8 nucleus are produced, and the 4 become macronucleus and 3 disappear, and 1 remaining micronucleus, and a remaining micronucleus and Paramecium divided 2 times to yield 4 Paramecium from the each conjugate. Endomysis. Endomysis is another type of sexual reproduction. It is observed in Paramecium arelia. In endomysis, the reorganization of nuclear material takes place within the single individual. During the process, the macronucleus divided into fragments and get absorbed into the cytoplasm. So the macronucleus undergo 2 rounds of division, resulting in the production of 8 daughter nucleus. Out of this, 6 nucleus degenerate and the Paramecium. Then the undergoes binary fission. Each daughter Paramecium receive 1 nucleus, ensuring the transmission of genetic material to the offspring. And the following of the previous steps after the micronucleus undergoes 2 individuals in each daughter, resulting in the 4 nucleus, and 2 of these nucleus enlarge to form macronucleus. So while the remaining 2 become micronucleus. So the micronucleus then divide as the individual undergoes binary fission. So the resulting in 2 daughter Paramecium, each daughter Paramecium receive 1 macronucleus and 2 micronucleus, so ensuring the distribution of genetic material. Thus, endomysis in Paramecium produce 4 daughter individuals from a single parent organisms. This image showed Paramecium arelia in during showing nuclear changes including endomysis. The macronucleus and micronucleus, it has 2 micronucleus are present. Paramecium before endomysis, the macronucleus degenerate, macronucleus divides. So the micronucleus divide again, 6 or 8 macronucleus degenerate and Paramecium divides. So each daughter Paramecium with 1 micronucleus. So the micronucleus of each device, macronucleus divide again to become a 4. So the two micronuclei in each become macronucleus. So the remaining micronucleus divide with the cell division to yield for ordinary individual. Hypothesis in 1936, Tiller reported the occurrence of hypothesis in a Paramecium arelia. So hypothesis is a process primarily involving the fragmentation and the divisions of the macronucleus without any significant micronuclear activity. So Tiller classified hypothesis into four types labeled as A, B, C and D, as shown in the figure of Paramecium arelia. Interestingly, so the Tiller also observed all four types of hypothesis in mass culture of both Paramecium chordatum and Paramecium multimicronucleatum. And the type A is hypothesis is represent the simplest form where the macronucleus undergoes division into two or more parts. This division is not synchronized into micronuclear division, so indicating independent process. So type B of hypothesis is characterized by the instruction of one to two or more chromatin bond from the macronucleus into the cytoplasm. So this process involving the releasing of chromatin material from the macronucleus. So type C is hypothesis is characterized by the simultaneously splitting of the macronucleus into two or more major portions, accompanied by the extension of macronuclear balls into the cytoplasm. This process involves both divisions and extension of macronuclear materials. Type D in hypothesis is considered to represent pathological conditions where the macronuclei undergo complete fragmentation into the chromatin balls, which eventually disappear from the cell. This type of hypothesis is characterized by abnormal and detrimental changes in the macronucleus. So, in general, micronucleus disappear before the dissolutions of the macronucleus in hypothesis. So, indicating a temporal sequence of event during the process. So, a bound from hypothesis Whitman in 1939 has reported another sexual process called cytogamy in Paramecium chordatum. It is a macronuclear behavior during a hypothesis in Paramecium anemia. Cytogamy. The cytogamy is a type of sexual reproduction observed in Paramecium chordatum, where two individuals temporarily fuse and then separate without any exchange of nuclear materials. So during cytogamy, two Paramecium come together by their ventral surface, but the basis outer covering remaining intact. So the micronucleus within each Paramecium undergo three divisions. So the resulting in the formations of 8 micronuclei out of this. So 6 micronuclei are disintegrated while the remaining 2 nuclei. So the fuse together from the syncarion. So following this fusion, the 2 Paramecium separate from each other. So completing the process of cytogamy.